So today's chainsaw day. Cali's with my wife, so I can do things that are dangerous with her around, because even though I can control her pretty well, something like the tree starting to go, she gets a little excited and I don't know which way she's going to run. So much safer to not have her here when I'm doing this kind of work. There's two trees here that I've been keeping an eye on for, well, a year and a half since we bought the property. They're still in pretty good shape, but because they are in good shape, I can utilize them. If I let them rot, if I let them stay standing for too much longer, then not going to be too useful to me. And there's a lot of old, big, rotten trees that the wildlife are using. So I'm keeping those up, except for those ones I took down last year that were in dangerous spots. So for now, those are kind of off to the perimeters of the property, are the areas that we don't walk on much. So these two, there's that huge maple leaning right there. Not sure, I can't see properly with the sun in my eye, but I think it's that one there. And then beyond, there's a birch tree that I've pointed out a couple of times that has a big chunk of chaga on it. Right where I put the trail cameras, where the wildlife come through, so I'm going to cut that one down as well. Like I said, hopefully I can use some of it for building materials, and whatever I can't, I'll use for firewood. And because it's nice and dry, I think, and it's not rotted at all, then it's going to be a really good dry hardwood for this year for the fire. I guess it is too hot to be cutting firewood still. That's chaga, so that's the stuff I've been drinking. You see me pouring black, what looks like coffee, and some of it is, of course, but some of it's also chaga. It's something that I like to drink every day. Lots of health benefits, no caffeine, and it's good for you. So it's easy to make up a cup or make up a whole kettle full of it. Let it steep for even a day. Just keep reusing it until it runs clear, and then throw it out. This one here, though, that's been on this tree, which has been tree's been dead as long as I've been here since March 2017. So that chag is also dead. So there's no medicinal value left in it. So I'm not going to bother harvesting it for anything. It can be used for tinder as well. I've got a couple of videos talking about it and talking about how to harvest it. So in this case, this is just going to firewood. So all of this birch here, I see it's starting to go punky. Some of it's still good. If this was white birch and it was dead that long and standing, it would be completely rotten because the moisture gets in the bark and it just gets held in there and funnels down the tree. This is yellow birch. It's much, much harder than paper birch. It's good firewood, and it stays more sound, so it's a lot more rot resistant. So I was hoping to use some of it for lumber, but I don't think, there's only a little layer, I think, in a couple spots that are good. I think it's just starting to go, so I might be able to use something for like a stump base of a table or something, but other than that, I think it's all firewood. Still summer.